Alright, I'm going to start soon. I just want to make a couple of announcements real quick. Hold on, I need to make sure my mic is... I forgot to check my mic to make sure it's at the right audio setting. Yeah, okay, cool, it is. Microphone, 2 USB. Yeah, okay, good. Cool, it's good. So my mic should sound fine then. Alright, a couple things I'd like to talk about first. Here's a model I made last night. I didn't make it on YouTube. I didn't broadcast it, but I did record it. So I'll be sharing a time lapse of this piece right here. It's a H2O Monster Legend egg, I guess. Pretty cool little thing here. It's also basically 3D printable at this point, but I want to optimize it a little bit. These spikes will be printed separately and then attached. Yeah. Okay. What else? I did make a Vanos one too. No, I did not make. I don't want to save changes. Take a little while. That's not it right there. Hide that. That. Hold on, I'm trying to scroll down to it. There it goes. It's like this. This is pretty much what it is right here. It's basically like a red shirt with like a Vanos logo and like little circles on it. I've 3D printed this already, by the way. Some brief cleanup and primer. It should look nice. But to what I'm going to make tonight is going to be H2O Delirious's monster, the adult form. That would be a cool little thing to do. Oh my gosh, if I could find the thing I was going to use. I was going to use the... I'll make the body first. I forgot to... Oh, I forgot to... Hold on. Alright, there it goes. Alright, I don't have my reference images available for you guys to see what I'm trying to make. But he's got a small little head and like a big body. That's what it is. Alright, oh, I'm sorry, I want to get the reference image right here real quick. Cool, okay. Yeah, it's like basically a buff dude, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to start with the body. Basically what I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to take this here. I'm going to mask this part right here. Right here. I'm going to just extrude that. I'm going to have Dynamesh on, which it is. I'm going to go ahead and switch that. Go to move here. Which was the front? I'm going to pull this down right here. Dynamesh that. I'm going to mask this right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and switch and extrude this right here. Just kind of make the shoulders here. Not exactly perfect just yet. This is just how I would make a quick little body, I suppose. So basically, I got the chest here, which I can always go ahead and change up a bit. Shoulders. Now the weird thing about this is that he doesn't really have much. He doesn't really have a neck. So I want to go ahead and go. He's pretty wide though in this case here. I'm gonna separate this a bit right here, and then I'm gonna re-dynamesh that. I'm gonna make sure I also check my. I'm gonna turn perspective on right here. I'm gonna go ahead and go to BIT because I want to insert some cylinders. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do a. See this right here? Oh, ooh, whoops a daisy. You check the top. Yeah, that's right. That's good. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna. Oops. Kind of have a good start right here. I can always enlarge and whatnot. I'll do the same thing with the arm right here. Kind of along those lines right there. A lot of lines, huh? I might even shrink that down a bit. I think it's a little too much. this is kind of a start right here. Alright, I'm gonna try and shorten this, but no, it does not want me to. I'm gonna actually move this up to right about here. Because the thing is that his legs are kind of narrow for like the narrow right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and extrude this kind of right here, and I'm gonna enlarge. Turn that off. Oops. Oh, shoot. Kind of along those lines right there, and then I'll move this to right here. Got these shoes here. Gotta add a sphere. What is that sound? Hold on. I'll add this head right here. Oh, that's why. It's got like a little head or something. I like that. Alright, now I have to tweak the rest of the body and everything, so I'm gonna have to start shaping and stuff, adding the shoulder mass, the pecs, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna go to. So I'm gonna work on the body right here. So I'm gonna start shaping and moving. I'm going to add the rib cage. I'm going to make the back more kind of pronounced. The rib cage a little higher, kind of. B, C, B. Oops. I'm going to I should turn that the layer off right there. Now the issue here is BMB. Gotta kind of bring that out. He's got like a hunched back kind of. It's weird. He's so buff that his back. It's almost like that Max figure I made, or that Max model. Where it's weird. It's a little strange. CB. of like that. The thing is, his chest is a little buffed, little, I guess, puffed, I should say. So he's like arching his back, yet he got some crazy lats though. I'm gonna do a quick auto group here, because if you check here, it's not right. There it goes. Now what I'm going to do is I guess I should have kept that there. Whoops. Got pretty big arms, so I might even bring these in a bit. Bring these lats out more. It's pretty buff. Pretty buff. Now I'm thinking about attaching these legs soon right here. But I don't want to attach these arms just yet, so I'm going to go ahead and actually make this into a separate sub-tool. Maybe, you know, I should make this into just a separate sub-tool in general right here. Because I'd like to maybe 3D print this so that the pants, I don't know, we'll see. I can always easily tweak that a bit. It won't be that difficult. So what I'm going to do is, what's that sound? I keep hearing, I'm not crazy. So I guess first of all, I guess I should just make sure these arms are separate. I could always connect the legs, and it won't be that difficult from this point on. So I'm going to go ahead and split that subtool, split hidden, so that I have the freedom to go ahead and start tweaking, I guess. Oh, great. I don't know if I'll keep this, I'll upload this video or what. I'm gonna just shrink this down right here. Cool thing about these separate subgroups and things like that is that I can he's got pretty big arms. His elbows come down to like his hips, and his arms are bent. So I guess I should. I feel like his hands could reach the ground if he just slightly bent forward. So Oops. I need to make sure I turn local symmetry on. I think this would be a great maybe 5-inch figure or something. 6-inch figure. Nothing too crazy large. I could probably make this. This, to tell you the truth, I feel this would be pretty easy to make. Well, tell you, I don't know. It's that maybe traditionally sculpt this. I've made stuff like this before with clay. Kind of like that right there. I'm thinking about the legs. I should like. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and go to BIT. I'm gonna go ahead and append a cube, just for the sake of. Oh, what the heck? I'm gonna go ahead and move this. I'm gonna go to here. Just for like the bottom part of the body right here. Enlarge this a bit right here. Move this down to like right here. I'm gonna hide this right here so I can see what I'm working with from the side. Right about here, and I'm gonna scale this down a bit. Kind of like that, kind of like, yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna see the topology of that. Oh, the topology is bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and, because when I did that scaling along the sides, it had mirror on, or not mirror, had symmetry on, so it kind of overlapped and didn't not evenly spread out. That's fine. That's easy. Dynamish could fix that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to split the bottom part here. This one, this, and this. Split hidden. Boom and boom right there. Now, because I'm going to work on the legs and the body separately. And stuff. So I'm going to probably accept this right here. So going to this one right here, I'm going to dynamish that. It looks a little rough and things like that, but that's fine. I think. I'm gonna probably flatten BFA right here. I'm gonna flatten that right here, kind of round it out right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try that again. I might kick up the geometry a bit. So I think I'm gonna need like 50. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this here. Oops. The thing is, I want the legs to be large enough that it can support. Trying to bring this back right here. I'm trying to go for this kind of this wavy pattern here, for his legs here. His legs are a little too small, so I'm going to beef him up with a little bit of inflate. Oh, maybe not that much. Maybe you did move. I feel like his legs might have to be a little longer, so I'm going to go to this tool right here. I'm going to kind of like that there, because what I'm going to do is I'll make these legs probably a little longer, maybe a little larger as well. Go to the mask portion right here. I'm going to probably bring these a bit bigger right here. There need to be a support like this figure. If I'm going to 3D print this, I need to probably make this a little wider and whatnot. supporters weight. It'll be a lot of air here, so I can go ahead and tweak the print so that it prints dense down here and prints much less dense, airier, I guess, more space. And yep, my I must be dropping frames. I dropped 240 frames at this point. Why? YouTube is not receiving enough videos. I don't understand that. Like, I have my internet connected through Ethernet cable, and it's doing this. Why? Oh, why? So annoying. Oh shoot, I'm clicking the wrong one. Go ahead and kind of like that right there. The pecs are interesting, like on these on this character here, the pecs aren't so like real. Well, of course they're not realistic, but I'm just saying that they're more flatter. They're not so angular. So they're much flatter. He's gonna have a little bit of shirt over this part right here, so I'm gonna have to do that later. I want to make the head separate just because. So I'm just gonna make. Oh my, this looks so funny right there. So I'm gonna. The thing is that the head's gonna have. I want to say a lot of detail. It's just that it might have unnecessary amount of detail. So, or resolution. So I'm gonna do that and go to the head here. Okay, I've still at 240. Only ones that have dropped. The frames that have dropped. Now I can't get too carried away with getting the form down. Like, I would say I have to get the form close, but when it comes to the torso here, I don't have to go too much muscle detail. But I have to have like show. I have to like show the underlying form. It's basically the typical with clothing. So with that there, I'm going to go ahead and go to geometry. I'm going to go to this right here. And the weird thing about his head is pretty much just egg shape, really. Not really too much detail. He's kind of angry looking. What I like to do in this case, I like to use the subtraction boolean in this case, like I did. Well, you guys haven't seen it yet, but you have to just like you go to 80 with this because the head's got to be super good resolution. I'm gonna smooth this out right here. So now it doesn't matter what size the head is. I can always tweak that later. Always tweaking and whatnot. But my whole objective right now is to like get the look of the face, and what I mean by that is I'm gonna be adding a whole bunch of these other things to this here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to BT right here, and I'm gonna insert some cylinder stuff, like what was this insert cylinder right here. Start making the eyes here. Looks funny right now, but if you would understand if you saw like my video from the H20 Delirious egg I made. Again! Oh my gosh, so many frames dropped. Why are they dropping? Hold on. That is going all wonky. Hold on, I think my... What happened? What? Did I lose connection? What the heck just happened there? I don't know what happened. Spectrum sucks. Okay. I was saying right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cutout. So right here now, I'm just going to get the shapes I need. And what I mean by that is... Oh my gosh, if I could find my reference again. Alright, he has 1, 2, 3. Okay, how many holes are there? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So he has 5 on top, 5 at the bottom. He has 2 right there. That's a total of 12. So I need a total of 12 spheres. And I have to make this not so pointed here. It needs to be more wider up here. So basically it's upside down egg. So I'm going to go ahead and insert the 1 sphere here. And the 1... Now I have to start with quick spheres here. Like I can't spend too much time on like the shape of the sphere. I could always adjust the size. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to this here. Switch to that. I'm going to get more of the shape of the... Oh shoot. BMV. The shape of his head is off. Oh, that's too wide. And I need more of his forehead forward. Like in terms of like of just people's faces in general, like the forehead is more downwards and not so sloping. I'm gonna hide these ones because I'm gonna focus on the eye ones here real quick. Okay, if I could get to the model. Okay, there. Oh shoot, grabbed the wrong screen. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this right here. I'm going to go to... no, I need them at a slight angle just because, you know, when you have a mask, they're not exactly facing straight out. I can always tweak it later. So starting like this. What I'm going to do is... I want to make these into kind of an angry kind of look already. So I'm going to go to BSI for slice. Now I'm going to click that down and go here. Doing this. Okay, so another issue is that if I go to this here, you can see the geometry is all off. I think I kind of selected the wrong one, but it still can work. I'm gonna go ahead, go to... Oh, it looks so funny. Okay, I don't know. I gotta get a chair too. This chair sucks. Let's double and do zero mesh real quick. Oh, that's better. That's better. Geometry right there, and it's much rounder. I should have done that with the Delirious egg one. So what I was doing was this. I'm gonna go ahead, look at it straight ahead, and then... Oh, not that. And kind of slice it like that. And I'm going to go ahead and take the move tool here. Move this to the center. I'm going to orient this a bit. Because what I need to do is... Actually, I don't like it like that. So I'm trying to orient this correctly. Kind of like that right there. Because his eyes, like, even though it's like it looks like it's cut in half, his eyes are kind of oval-like. So I'm gonna pull them down a bit, kind of like that, and then I'm gonna have to drag this down, kind of like that. Then I go ahead and take this and move this a little bit. Now he's got a bit of space between his eyes, so I'm going to move this and I'll move this in like that. You may be wondering, what has that done? Now, if you look here, and I take my slip tool here, I click the subtraction boolean option. If I go scroll up right here to where I'm at right here, I click, turn that off. Boom, right here. I have light boolean on right there. And I basically got 2 eye sockets there. It's off, it's on. Alright, and that's what I'm going to do with the other ones too, because look, if I click them back on, what happens to the other one? Oh, it's probably not touching, I think. Yeah, it's not touching. Okay. So I say I got that hole right there. That's one of the holes of Delirious mask, which I can always figure out later and stuff like that, and resize the hole and stuff. It's not much of an issue. It's pretty straightforward. It's not that much of a concern. I can always like tweak those really fast. So looking at this right here, I have transparency mode. You kind of see the ghost of it all. I hope my connection is pretty strong still. Yeah, I can't believe I lost connection that one time. My computer still says it's running. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick refresh. Yep, it's going. Okay. That's pretty good progress so far for like 30 minutes or so. Now, I gotta determine if this is like the right size of what I want of this. Now, it's not all that bad. I can easily, you know, retweak the size and plan it out, but I'd rather kind of... I'm not trying to like boiling off right now, actually. What I'm gonna do is I'll move this in right here. Alright. So far, this is the center here. Delirious's mask has like a center hole right here, and it's kind of high right here. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start separating these. Now I have to put X on though, because the problem is it won't properly place these things. So kind of along those lines right there, and I gotta move these. Oh shoot! Gotta move these back in. And I have to turn the angle, of course, and whatnot. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to hide, I think, oops, BSR for select rectangle. Whoops. Okay. I'm going to mask these here. I'm going to go ahead and copy these over. It should work with the Z plugin tool here. I think if it's masked, wait, hold on. I think if something's masked, it doesn't carry it over from the subtool master. Let me just double check that. I think it did. Oh, it did. It so did. So much for that. Let me try that again. Maybe it's... Oh, it's because it's part. Ooh, please don't do anything. Don't make me regret it. Okay, so I can't when it's hidden. So it kind of looks like a snowman. I want to do a mirror, and I'm going to do this, okay? I'm going to do a mirror. That might be easier instead of doing the mirror and weld. There it goes. That's easier. That was so much easier. Okay. Looks funny still, but let me go ahead and see how it looks. Yeah, see? Look. I got like the H20 Delirious mask going now. Now I gotta make those things on his head. Ah, got something in my mouth. There it goes. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this here. I'm gonna move that kind of like this here. What I need to do is I need to make this kind of this V shape here. Is symmetry on still? No, not now. One here. Oops. Alright, now what I need to do is I need to make sure these are their own poly group, and I need to do a mirror and weld real quick. Poly group, auto group, and then I'm gonna do a mirror and weld so I don't have to worry about having to because I just thought about this now. I'm like, why didn't I do this before? Like, now I know what my go-to is. Now it keeps them the same poly group. That would have been easier what I would do with the arms, which is something I thought of right now. Don't know why I didn't do that earlier. It would have saved me so much more time, but you know, it's all part of the learning process. Foo. Hoo-ha. Okay, so now I'm going to go to this right here. I'm going to move this up. Oh, wrong one. Right here. I'm going to go that slightly upwards. Move in slightly. Oh, do not shoot, I don't have symmetry on. There's a fly in here. Okay, then I'll go to this one. Oops. Yeah, I think that's kind of good right there. I might have to shrink these ones a bit right here, so I'm going to go ahead and oops. Now I have to turn symmetry back on. I have to go to this move tool here to move these back into the proper positioning. Oops. Kind of like that. Okay. Let me see how it looks now. Looks funny here, but with the power of Grayskull. Okay. Shazam! I have to tweak the head a bit, but I got my general overall stuff. Ooh. Ooh. Well, that's cool. That works. I kind of like that. I'm going to go ahead, my happy little axe, I'm going to go ahead and actually duplicate that. And I'm going to go back to this here and undo it. That'll be my default. So I'm going to play around with that actually next time. So I'm going to go like this here. It's kind of like expression thing. He's like, huh? He's like, huh? Kind of sad. Super angry. I don't know what this is. Alright. So, I'm going to go back to the other one real quick. I kind of like how that other one looks. Kind of like that, yeah. Kind of like that expression, and I'll tweak it and things like that. But I'm kind of liking it to the point that I'm going to go ahead and actually kind of adjust this a bit. Oops. Go to this one right here. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. I thought I was on the head. There it goes. No, the forehead, the head seems a little lacking here. I'm gonna widen this a bit right here, like that, so I get that delirious kind of head going right here. Now, I have to say that I do watch like Delirious' videos, and they are definitely somewhat entertaining. He is a little, he is quite funny and stuff. Alright, so I'm going to leave that like that. I might even just go ahead and just for the fun of it, I guess, make a boiling, I guess, just a temporary thing here, just to kind of keep it there so I can turn off the light boiling action function. So I'm going to go to divide that a bit so it's a lot smoother. Now I'm going to go to, this is only, I guess, only a sample head right now, but I got to hide the body because I don't want that part of the process. Right there like that. So I got like the delirious head here. I might even have to pull these eyes back a bit, maybe. We'll see. See what it is. And then I'll have to make the actual eyes in here too, which isn't bad. It's that part is like no worries. It's more or less the body I'm more concerned about than the face. I'm gonna go ahead and go down here to the boiling option here to make it into a boiling mesh. It's doing it right here in the top left corner. Give it a little bit of time. It's a pretty good amount of time right now. It's pretty fast. This will take a while to print, but I think a 6-inch figure would be a good size. 5 to 6 inch figure. Like with how like bulky he is, I think it'd be a great size. 8 is like excessive, I think. It's still possible. Wouldn't be that difficult to print, but like for like his size, for this figure size, I don't think I need to have. I don't have to be that excessive. Append it right here. Hide this and this right here. Go to here. I'm gonna turn the body back on now. Turn the body on. No. So there. Okay. So here's this so far. Got kind of like the delirious mask going right here. Yeah, I'm not liking it too much right here with those, what I did when I pulled the face and things like that down. But what I'm going to do later on, I'll take the one that's fine and I'm going to adjust it so the holes remain perfect. Also, what I'm going to do also so that all the holes are even size for the top and the bottom is I'm going to go ahead and, what is it called? I'm going to take this head here, shrink it down and make it into an addition, so it can fill in the holes properly so they're all evenly spaced. So I have plans. I know what I'm doing. Alright. So I'm going to go to the body here. I'm going to start roughing it out a bit more. B, C, B. And now I'm not going to go ahead and refine, like, add resolution to it just yet until I have, like, the overall kind of form here. I'm just going to kind of get that right there, here. I'm going to make sure I add a bit more right here along the back here. Oops, I turned mask instead of the smooth. I will have to append a shirt on him later, or like a jacket. I'm gonna have to make spikes on him, so I have an idea for that. I haven't tried it out yet. I would like to make the spikes each unique and whatnot, but we'll see how it works out. I guess I should try a spike actually. Go to here. I'm gonna go BCB here. BCW. I don't have symmetry on, that's why. Now, this is all part of making a spike here on his back. I'm probably gonna copy it and move it over and stuff like that. But before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shrink this down a tad bit. Now I'm gonna go to lock that. Don't bend. Let's have it. I'm gonna start with a big spike actually right here. I'm gonna turn the bend on now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make one spike and I'm gonna copy it over, and I'm gonna shrink it down and adjust it accordingly. Now the spikes look like the ones that were on the eggs. It's also on his forearms as well. Haven't really messed around too much. It's pretty much like I'm making a sword, I guess. And I have a lot of drop frames, man. Dying. It says it's fine. This sucks. I never had this much issues with Verizon. It's always Spectrum. Okay. I want to make the spike a little larger, actually. It is not working for some reason. Oh well. I'm gonna accept this one right here. I'm gonna go to move. Oops. Pull that out a bit. I'm gonna widen it too, because since it's somewhat like a spike, I think it would be better if it was kind of flatter. Uh-oh. That's fine, whatever. I could always dynamesh it, whatever. I'm just worried about the... that's fine. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. There's overlapping geometry. Great. Well, I'm just going to well, I don't want to dynamesh it because it's got... No. Okay, well, I'm going to have to separate this then. I'm just going to dynamesh this geometry. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and use the slice tool. I'm going to cut out the shape of it. I'll see how this works out. Okay. I'm going to go to B for banana. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. B-S-I for slice. Now the issue is, oops. Now once I have that, hold on, I need a... Okay, so basically I kind of have the shape, kind of. I might have to tweak it a little. Oh my shoot fly. I'm just gonna maybe shave away at it. Oh boy. Kind of. I need to use a trim, I think, in this case. BT, it's a trim curve. That's what it is. Oh, oh. Like, what did my computer do? No. Oh boy. Oh, I forgot the trim. The trim brush. It's even though you have symmetry turned on, it has a asymmetrical issue. So I guess at this point I'm gonna go to hard polish, BH. And basically what it does now is gonna start smoothing it out. Now what happens is this flat amount of geometry right here is causing some issues here, so I'm gonna... It's a little rough. I'm gonna slowly kind of crease it over, I guess. So make sure it creates a... I'm gonna use the flatten brush. It's not working as well, VFA. Whatever. It'll work with me. Kind of along those lines right there. Now, of course, like, oh, it's so fat to be a kind of a spike, whatever. Well, I'm gonna use the move tool. I'm gonna flatten it just like that. Happy? Okay. Looks better now. Now I shall use the hard polish brush. BH. Okay, because what happens is that that flat surface that was there earlier was causing some issues. Now I should create some nice kind of... I'm not trying to make it like a super perfect, like a sword spike kind of deal. I'm trying to... Just trying to like make it spike-like. I'm just kind of bringing it out right there. The interesting thing is this spike right here kind of goes like... Got an interesting little thing. It's basically... I guess the center of it is kind of like... Going kind of like that, and then I gotta hold this right here. Wait. Oh no! The symmetry! No! I forgot to turn symmetry back on. No wonder. Gosh dang it all. Well, that's fine. Yes, I get it. Yes, yes, yes. No wonder it was like... No wonder it was moving all funky. Uh-oh. Let me try that again. BH. Whoops. Whoops-a daisy. One side is better than the other. Why is that? Oh, no, maybe it isn't. Sorry, this spike is so important because I'm gonna probably copy it over to the arms. So this time I'm spending on it now will help me save time later, I suppose. And I might inflate or do whatever to it later, so. What if I do a modify topology and I do a mirror and weld? Oh wow, it was off. Like, that's so much better now. No wonder it was off. Now I'm not worried about it being super precise, but I do want a type of curve to it. And I'm thinking about printing these spikes separately so they could be attached later on. So, guys, keep an eye out for that. See, he's got some crazy long nails. He's got like these monster hands. Those look like pretty good spikes for the arms. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe. I've really got to learn some other stuff like making the insert brushes again. It's been a while since I've actually used them, and they're pretty useful, so I could insert these spikes along the arms if I have to later. It's not difficult, just that I haven't done it yet. Like, I've done it before, I just haven't used it in a long time. That's not so bad though. I just use the duplicate and move over method. Really. Like if I take this here and I go like this, whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. I've got to turn that off. I'll bring it down here. I'm gonna and oops, kind of like that, and then I can scale these down. What I can do now, I can attach along the arm now. Got the Delirious monster. Oh, I wanted to make a Godzilla. I made a Godzilla a while ago, like a unique kind of deal. He was kind of muscular, not so much like kind of that. I want to say Godzilla's fat, but I have something where I think it'd be pretty cool. I was also thinking about making Popeye as well. But so yeah, so he's got 3 spikes, it looks like. I might make a couple different other spikes maybe, but for the time being I'll just do that one right there, and then I'll go ahead and I'm gonna widen the focal shift a bit. It's a little too sharp and sudden. Maybe I shrink the focal shift down and go like that. It's not what I wanted. You know, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and try this. I'm gonna go ahead and do a clip circle. Oh, that's not right. I did a clip circle. Why is it a clip curve? What the? Oh, because I didn't do a. I don't know. Does that look good? Doesn't seem right. Not entirely sure if that is a good idea though. Like, have a chunk of it missing, but I feel like it should be B F A. Why is this not working? Why is the symmetry not on? I'm clicking X. What? Oh, I have local symmetry on. I'm like, why is this making no sense? I'm also thinking about smoothing up the edges right here so they're not so sharp. Since it's more, I guess, monster-like, I'm gonna maybe bring this in a bit more. Is that good? I don't know. Not entirely sure. I'm just gonna pull this out a bit. Kind of like that, I suppose, and I'll bring this in. Kind of like that. That looks kind of cool. I'll just duplicate this over real quick. Whoa, what the heck? Oh my gosh, gosh dang it all. I hate when that happens. Whoa, no! What happened? Why is it... What is that? Oh, shoot. Try that again. Kind of like that. I'm gonna do a quick auto group right here real quick. Geometry, I don't know, polygroup. Oh, this chair is bothering my back. I hate this chair. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Hold on. I'm gonna turn that like kind of like that there and pull that back a bit. Kind of like that. I'll do auto group again. Uh-oh. Not again. Kind of like that. There it goes. That looks good. Very good. Then I'll mirror and weld. And I guess for the time being, I'll just go ahead and polygroup, and I'll duplicate those blades on the arms. I'll tweak it and whatnot later, you know. What else? Oh boy, that's wrong. I have to move that over. I have to auto group again, and then mirror and weld. Save me some time. There it goes. Now it should be. There it goes. That's looking pretty good. Then I want to make the big meaty hands he has, apparently. Cool thing about that is that I can go crazy with like the meatiness of it. They're pretty much like his fingers look like mini snowmen. That's what it looks like. It looks like mini snowmen, which is like an over exaggeration of the fingers. I could probably space those out more along the back, but that's fine for now. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the arms right here real quick. I'm gonna add the BIT right here. I shall insert the cube because the reason why I cube is because that's the palm of the hand. Local symmetry has to be on because of reasons. I'm not talking about the candy reasons. I'm talking about just reasons. They're pretty good though. Kind of like that. I feel like he's pretty much like monkey-like in the sense that his arms are really long. And that he would probably, as I said before, he could be slightly bent forward and he could almost be postured upright. I want to add the fingers too. And oh no. Kind of along the lines of that, kind of. I still have to tweak it a bit, but that's the idea. Now I need to make... I can always adjust it and whatnot in a bit. Kind of connect like that. I'm going to make one finger and then I'll make the rest of the fingers. I'm going to go ahead and... I'm going to make the shoe separate too, actually. I'll make it a separate poly group. I'm going to also add a base. Go in here. I'm going to go ahead and append a base to this. Like, you know, like a wooden base. So I can... It's not really necessary for me to have to like make it the bottom flat. It's pretty easy to do that. However, it's just something for me to visually see on a surface, I guess, is what it is. So I'm going to go to, if it will let me, there it goes. I'm going to move this down to here. He's got shoes on, so his hands don't exactly touch the ground. They're like, he's got like a little bit of, like maybe 6 inches, I guess, if it was like, I guess I wouldn't say real, but. Go ahead and, make sure this is centered. Is it centered? Oh, it is centered. The perspective, man, is so good. Right about there. Because I'm going to have to add some shoes in a bit right here so his feet can touch the ground. Looks pretty good. I feel like if I actually sat down and sculpted for 8 hours, I would have a piece done. Instead of like these 2 3-hour chunks. For a day and then work on it for like a couple times. I'm going to append a spear and move this down here. I'm going to put it for the foot. Merge and weld, or mirror and weld. is that not working? Okay, I guess I have to do, interesting. I'm gonna have to do a mirror like that. Then press X. Is it because I had local symmetry on, maybe? That's probably what happened. I had local symmetry on and it got confused and jumbled. Gotta make the shoes now. Shoes are kind of pointed. I'm probably gonna remesh this real quick or reduce the topology a bit. Let's do half. Try that again. BMB here. They're kind of like that there. Go back to the legs right here. I'm probably going to go ahead and smooth this out real quick. Now right here, I wanted like this flow right here along the legs. Because based on here, his calves kind of jut out a bit right here. And the calves are more... He's got his knees here too, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this right here down and out. Let's show transparency on right here. I want to make sure I have this kind of this right here. I gotta go to BCB here because I gotta carve the contours of the knee here out. Kind of like that right there. It's kind of sort of BMB right here. These stick out too much right here, so I'm gonna have to tuck this in right here. I'm gonna have to go to the BFA to kind of flatten that a bit. Hold on, I gotta mute real quick. Okay, so I got that there. It's taking shape, it's taking form. I'm probably going to go ahead and go to here. I'm not going to dynamesh all this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to split hidden here because I want to make sure these arms are separate from the hands. So when I sculpt, and I'll combine it and whatnot later. I might even have the hands printed separately or something. Or maybe the forearms. I don't know. We'll see what will happen. So I want to dynamesh the arms right here, which I plan to attaching to the torso soon. Yeah, because what I think might happen is I might have the hands printed separately since the sleeves will be covering like will be covering up to the hand, so I could have those hollowed out and have a peg connect the hands to the arms, so the hands can be printed at a better resolution. Or I might just cut out the forearm so that I could print. We'll see. I want to optimize the prints so there's not much room for cleanup. You know, I'd like to be able to do that. Kind of like that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and probably dye mesh that. Yeah, kind of like that. Okay. Yeah, I feel like his legs are pretty big now. Like, I feel like his torso needs to be larger. So I'm gonna probably pull down the torso. Like, I don't know, like the proportions. I feel like this part needs to be larger, the ribcage portion. So it doesn't feel as monstrous as it looks like in the game. I'm gonna go ahead and dye mesh that real quick and shape out the arms. Now I don't have to go too crazy with the detail because they will have a jacket, but I need the overall form, pretty much like this. Adding the deltoid to it and things like that. But what's really bothering me now is more or less this part here. It's not like this is like this part under the pecs is like maybe half, and this doesn't even come down to all that. I think it's the legs are too long. Also, like this I think this is fine, this part right here, but the legs are just too long. Might have to enlarge the head a bit more. Might have to enlarge the head a bit. Just that. Is my mic back on? Yeah, it is. Just the pecs are not. No, I did that so I can flush out the. Oops. CB. Bring the arms back. Okay, that looks. I have to admit that looks better. That looks more like the reference. Like these pants give me like a Popeye vibe. Because I sculpted Popeye once, and that's what it feels like. Kind of that's. Like, okay, this is an issue here because that's not the way it looks. It looks like it's more of a this kind of look. So B, M, B. I'm gonna have to B, F, A. I guess I'll go more for that maybe, and I'll pull this down. I think I might stick with what I was thinking. I'll go like maybe like that. I'm definitely have to put the detail lines, like the seam lines and whatnot, on it. We're going to go geometry right here. I'm going to go to feels very Popeye-like. I'm going to have to taper this a bit. I'm thinking that I would have him slightly crouched forward. I made a Venom piece a while ago, like a long time ago, and I had him like crouched forward with his one arm down, the other arm like one hand like arm flexed, I guess, with his hands facing upward. It's a pretty cool kind of pose, like a kind of Monster Ready pose. So I might go ahead and do something like that. I got the kind of the big lats right there, which I'm not going to add too much more detail to because I'm going to add the clothing on top of it soon. I'm going to go to this part right here. I'm going to smooth that out because it doesn't really show that. B, C, B here. So I'm going to just go ahead and have it like that. I want a bit more geometry. I'm going to go to see what my Dynamesh is at right now. I'm going to go to 45. better. Kind of like that right there. Time to bring the arms back, the spikes, which I have right here. I'm going to start working the arms now. Where is the Dynamesh? Here it is. No, that's this. I'm going to go to like 45 right away. Alright, so I got that. So I got the spikes right there too, which I will adjust later. But hold on. Alright, got that. I'm tempted to go ahead and... But I feel like this tricep is going to be an issue then afterwards. think that is a little better. It should be more forgivable, I guess, in the sense right here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop soon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop in 30 minutes. I'm probably merge it down, so I'm gonna go to move this up to the. Let's go ahead and merge it down. Trying to make sense of the geometry here. Hold on, the anatomy goes there, then the tricep. The reason why this doesn't make too much sense is because I think this shoulder should be a little higher. Because this should still be, I think, a gap here. Let me see. No, that's a bit of an issue. I kind of. I feel I should have combined, so I'm going to raise the resolution up a bit. Let's go 100. Oops. BMK for a mask kit pen. And okay, that's better. Okay, it's got a lot more geometry, but that will actually be good for me. You can always go ahead and tweak that. Now, like the way this is at like this is right now is probably perfect for the shirt portion, I guess, but I'm going to go BDS right here, the Damien standard brush. Kind of going for this kind of oops. Maybe that wasn't too correct. Kind of like that. Now I'm going to brush modifier. I think that's about good right there. I'll probably add his little hoodie thing, I guess. Got a little hat thing right here. Probably make a quick little extraction mesh right here. So kind of got this hoodie thing right here. I'm gonna extract soon. Looks bad now, but I will fix that soon. I'm going to go ahead and go to Geometry, Z Remesh. And I'm going to go ahead and turn Cube Groups, Smooth, Half. Go ahead. I'm just going to inflate real quick this whole thing. Deformation, let's inflate. Geometry. I might have to clip circle here maybe, or maybe even pull that mesh in. BMK. Go to transparent here, and I'm gonna, oops. Kind of like that. So when I turn transparency off, it looks like, yeah, I might have to bring that in a bit right here and pull these down more at a point or something right here. Kind of like that. Then I have to go ahead and go to the hand one real quick. Oh my gosh, if it'll let me. Oh my gosh, come on. Okay. Oh no. What the heck is going on here? What? What is going on with this? Well, let me try this geometry. I'm gonna do a mirror and weld, I guess. I should probably fix it. Yeah, it fixed it. Okay. That was crazy, man. Kind of like that. Yeah, I feel his head has to be larger though, so I'm gonna go to here. I'm gonna scale that up a bit more. That's better. Made his head quite a bit larger than it was in the beginning. pretty good so far. I think I'll go ahead and make the jacket, I guess. Should I? Form looks pretty decent. I have to add detail later, so I guess I should. So what I'm going to do is, looks like the right amount of space, maybe. Go ahead and extract that, I guess. And I'm gonna go ahead and mess with the. I just wanted this to be extracted a little bit. Subtool. Let's go ahead and do 0.01. Enter, extract. It's gonna take a little while to process real quick. I think. Is that what's taking so long? Oh, there it goes. Not too much geometry. Yeah, not too much, but I want to be able to inflate it a little bit. So I'm gonna accept that. Go to here. Move this out a bit. A tad a bit. Kind of like that. Now what I'm gonna do here is, oh shoot, what did I do? Okay. I'm gonna mirror this real quick because I don't like the way this side looks, but I don't like the way that side looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to my deformation right here. There's a mirror option to switch that, and then I can go ahead to my geometry and then do a mirror and weld, so it's the same. There it goes, boom, bada bing, bada boom. Now what I'm going to do is, now this doesn't have to be clean at all. It looks like it's very kind of rugged and stuff like that. So also he's going to have an undershirt under here as well, which I can always smooth out the underform to make that into like a shirt of sorts. So nothing wrong with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to inflate. Also, I'm tempted to just have extracted the whole thing and then take the standard brush and just kind of dip this part in, so I have like, so I don't have to worry about like the underlying form of the geometry and whatnot. So this is great because, as I said before, if I have it in T-pose, I can chop the model up if I need to, pose it up, and then I could always resculpt the details and whatnot. Like, it's just so much more efficient, I would say. I'm going to go to the inflate. I'm going to go ahead and do 5. The reason why I do that because I don't want to like have to mess with this and accidentally get the back side of it, which there is a brush option of the auto masking feature of calling the back face mask. So if I do pull something, I won't accidentally pull the thing away. I'm also going to go do a retopologize of this. I'm going to retopologize this real quick because there's just so much geometry that it's causing such a huge. Also, I want to kind of keep groups. I'm going to abort that, and I'm going to go ahead and do keep groups here, and then try that again. Because I would like to keep the geometry underneath the poly group, so I don't have to worry about whatever. I don't need this much geometry right now. I'm roughing out kind of the shirt overall. Alright, better. You can see the polygons compared to this and now. Before and after. Very slight, but be significant kind of difference here. So, oh crap! Oh no! Oh, why? I forgot when I did that whole thing. I forgot. I didn't get the back of it as well. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I could go back to this, and I think it still is masked. Is it masked, please? It is masked, all right. Okay, it is masked still. Okay. All I have to do is I have to just drag this tool like that, and this should have just masked it a new mask over it. So that means I should have this whole back part too. It's not that bad. Just a step back. I'm just go ahead and delete this. Now that I have this selected, now I have everything masked right, the parts I want. Yes. Okay. Now, actually, I'm gonna mess that as well. There it goes. Now let me try that again. I'm gonna accept. I'm gonna go to there. I'm gonna move that. Now the whole back is covered. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do what I did earlier, which was the whole deformation, mirror, geometry, mirror and weld. Then I was going to zero mesh, path, keep groups, zero mesher. Processing. I'm going to have to paint and epoxy something in a bit. Hold on. Yay! It's all here now. Okay. Is my mic back on? Yeah, it's on. Okay. What the heck is going on? It's causing this weird thing going on here. Not too worried about this here. Now, however, okay, now this is one of the issues here. I gotta turn that masking off right here. So I'm gonna have to start kind of separating this a bit. Kind of make it kind of baggy a bit and stuff. Yeah, and stuff. I might have to make its arms a little larger, which I can always do when after I pose it, buff up certain parts of him. I can do even here, even now. Because what I'm probably going to do is when I pose the figure, I'm going to keep the legs separate so that the shirt won't be fused to it, and I can always kind of pose the bottom of the shirt a bit. Actually, I'll get rid of a lot of the geometry here, probably. I'm thinking, Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a sphere here so I can add that eye. Ah! Oh. There it goes. Just want to add those eyes. Kind of the right idea. I have to bring those out a bit more. Oops. Kind of like that. Okay, that's fine. Ah! The feed, of course. I'm going to duplicate. Then I'm going to undo all of that. Oops. Oops. PSR. There it goes. Kind of like that. I'll do the other accessories and stuff next time, I guess. Pretty decent. It's really more or less the thing that was kind of, I want to say holding me back, was just basically kind of getting the overall kind of form of it. Just like trying to make sure it looks right, adjusted for actual actual sculpture. Because the thing is that I can't have the legs super thin. I want to say they're super thin. They're reasonably meaty, I guess. They're reasonably meaty. I'll probably almost kind of pose it like the picture that I found from the game. Before I stop, I'm gonna go ahead and let me see, brush. Just want to go ahead and kind of add some geometry to it a bit. It's doing this kind of weird pile up. I'm not liking it. Oh shoot, saving. Now there are times though that if I move into the sculpt, I like the under layer here under this shirt because it's double skinned. Like if you look here, it is somewhat hollow, somewhat not. So it'd be nice for me to kind of sculpt into it. So if I ever do carve into it, I would like to make sure I have back face turned off. Back face mask. It's that option right here. It's called back face. Basically what it means is that the back face of your geometry will be affected. Like if I have this big brush right here and I press down into this really hard, I think it did it. No, it didn't. Never mind. I need it. Okay, like, okay. Okay. Say that I have these legs right here, right? I think these legs are pretty good. Yeah. I pressed really hard. No, it's not enough. Pressed really hard. See, I pressed here, yet this side was affected. So the whole point of the whole back face is that if I pressed here, it wouldn't affect this side. Because it will be more topological, like the effect. It's great to actually be able to have the feature of being able to adjust both. That's only if you're using the move brush. The move brush is great when you have to do that. So you can like tweak the form. But I do like kind of like how the legs are looking right now. I would say this would be a great, like, probably 5 to 6 inch sculpt or print. I'll probably save onto this broadcast. Maybe I'll make it public, or maybe I'll just keep it private and I'll just make a time lapse of it later. Yeah, that's kind of it so far. And I'll add the details like the seam line along the end of the leg, the outside of the leg, the pocket, maybe some back pockets, maybe, but I don't think those will really be important. As for the jacket, I'll have to add the little things along the side right here. The little, I want to say it's a zip tie. It's like to tighten your hood. Now it just have them hanging straight down. I'm gonna have them like kind of fused to the surface because when you 3D print it, you don't want anything like strands like that hanging down. So as I sculpt, I do think about how it's gonna be 3D printed, and since I don't have a resin printer, I did have a resin printer, but I did not want to deal with resin. Yeah, I like dealing with just plastic. Resin is kind of annoying. I think I'll go ahead and maybe add the straps before I wrap up. So if I go here, I go BCW for the clay tubes brush right here. I drag this down. I don't have snap turned on. Whoops, a daisy. Basically, there'll be little tie things or. Oops. Like that's fine. I can go ahead and. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna go to accept that, and I'm gonna go to BMV so I can move the strap part up to like right here. Now I'll take a flatten BFA right here. I'll probably kind of squish this down right here. Kind of make those those straps right there like that. I'll probably even press against the side a bit to make it a little uneven or something. I might take the move brush BMV, so it's just not so clean and crisp. Kind of. I'll probably pull this like that right there. Kind of like that. The issue is though, if he is leaning forward, I guess I can't have gravity defying like hoodie ties, I guess. Which I guess I'll adjust later, I suppose. Oh, that's right, the jacket is separate. I forgot. I don't have the. So I kind of have gravity defying zip hoodie ties. So what I might do is I might have it flat on the back of it, so it will hang down, but it'll be printed separately on the printer and then attached later if I do have leaning forward. So it's a lot of small little things, but this is just for the T-pose right now. I'll have that there. But yeah, and then the shoes look like dress shoes. They're kind of weird. Yeah, they kind of look like some kind of dress shoe. They have like a point to them. A point to them. I will probably carve into this a little more and stuff with the shirts, but I think that's it for right now. Alright, I'd like to say thanks guys for stopping by and or watching the video here. If I do decide to have it public instead of making it into a time lapse, I will try releasing the time lapse maybe of that delirious egg thing. I have to add music to it though. It's a little too boring if it just doesn't have music. Yeah, so I'll try finishing this piece up another time. So